Today I want to talk about, just wait for a minute for the live to start. All right, as I mentioned before, I'm going to talk about menopause and flower remedies. During menopause, there is a change in life. What happens that at the age of say 13 or 14, when the menstruation starts, it is the change of life. Something that was not there for 13 years now started, and that is menarche. And menopause is cessation of menstruation, which generally happens around the age of say 48 or 49 up to 52, but the range can be 45 to 55 years, and some women even experience early menopause. Now, menopause means cessation of menstruation, and the hormones, are less in the body now. The ovaries that was used to producing hormone now does not produce in the quantity that body was used to. So it is a time of change, time of getting into a new phase of life. So it is also a time of vulnerability. We become very vulnerable. We are going through changes in life. It's a transition. uh, Childbearing period is over now, and now you are going to be out of it. So, depending on our constitution, which could be kapha, pitta, or vata, the symptoms may or may not happen. Earlier, in my grandma's time and also in my mother's time, the menopause just happened very comfortably. uh, they did not complain of any symptoms, and everything was very easy, smooth transition. But nowadays we see loads of women going through menopausal symptoms. The menopausal symptoms could be hot flushes, night sweats, excessive weight gain, loss of sleep, maybe digestive issues, and mood swings. And what is called as premenopause, also some of the symptoms start. Then there is perimenopause, and once the menopause happens, it is postmenopause. So during all these years, the symptoms can come and go, or some of them remain even up to 10 years. So, how do we handle this? So if a woman is of a pitta kind, that means a lot of excessive fire, then she's going to experience a lot more hot flushes. If she's of a kapha kind, then she will experience depression and weight gain. If she's of a vata kind, then even vata aggravation will happen, because post menopause is generally our vata period in life. So vata gets even further aggravated, so there is fear and anxiety, irritability, restlessness. All this happens because of the menopause. Also, menopause is a time of tremendous emotional changes, because when the change of time happens, you have to release the past. You have to release all that might have happened in last, say, 15 to 20 years. Maybe women were very busy bringing up their children and they had absolutely no time for themselves. Now children are all grown up and suddenly they find themselves, alone. Husband is busy at the peak of career, children are busy with their friends, and then woman is suddenly felt left alone at home, being used completely out of circulation. She didn't pursue her career, and so she starts feeling very emotionally touchy, irritable, very angry, very picky, and so what happens is that this is the time where we have to center ourselves again and release the past, make peace with our past. Whatever was required in that situation, we did, and now it's time to move on. So truly releasing the past and coming to self acceptance, to a new state of being, and restart, uh, restart your life again in a different way, reorganize. Maybe you want to have a career, you can do all of these, start all over again. So basically, welcoming a time of menopause very differently will be another very good way of looking at it. There are a lot of hormone disruptors that I see these days that are complicating the menopause. As I mentioned earlier, that my grandma didn't have any issue, so also my mother. But women of this generation are exposed to so many hormone disruptions. So what are those hormone disruptions? The hormone disruptions can come from your food, which are all the pesticides and chemical fertilizers or herbicides that get into your food system. They are hormone disruptors. Also, it comes from the environmental pollution, it comes from the water pollution, it also comes from the plastics that we use in our home, and it also can come from the various chemical drugs that we might be taking. So these hormone disruptors also making our menopause time more difficult. So the transition gets even more complicated. You get very displaced. You get your sleep is disturbed. You put on a lot of weight. There's a water retention. There is moody, very touchy character, and also dryness of the skin, or the vagina is dry, or there's a lack of libido. So all these happen around the time of menopause, and the hormone disruptors we have to eliminate. So also yoga or any such exercises that can help you to calm down will be very, very important. Change in the diet and lifestyle, more towards the plant based diet and lifestyle, will help. The hormones that come from an animal product or even the dairy product is also further going to confuse your body and your hormones, and you need to also reorganize your life to a more plant based diet. Apart from that, let me mention a flower remedy. Although there are many flowers that help in hormone balancing, the flower remedy that I would like to particularly mention is called as Ashok flower. The Ashok flower is a very bright orange color flower. The tree is like this shape, and it is also called as Sita Ashoka, or the botanical name is Saraka indica. So Ashok is also used in Ayurveda for women's problem. At the time of around menopause, suddenly women experience excessive heavy bleeding. One cycle, second cycle, third cycle, or if it just doesn't stop by itself. And this kind of hormonal disturbances can be helped by the Ashok uh, as a Ayurvedic remedy also, but also as the flower remedy. The word Ashok means without grief, and it helps the women who have gone through deep-seated grief in their life. I have a very simple statement of explaining that a weeping woman is a weeping womb. Your womb never lies. It reflects your emotions. Your menstrual cycle every month is going to reflect what happened through the whole month. And if you had emotional suppression, it's all going to come out just around the time of menstruation. It's a time of release and letting go and getting ready for the next cycle. But when that stops at around menopause time, then there is going to be a reversal of, say, vata in your body, which may disturb your digestive system. It's also going to affect your emotions. So we have to now come to a new state where vata, pitta, and kapha are balanced. We are emotionally balanced. Our diet is improved, and we also work out on the flower remedies that's going to set up the entire endocrine system right. We call it as endocrine integrity. It's not just about the Swadhisthana chakra alone, which the ovary is linked, which is called a sacral chakra. It is also the entire endocrine axis in our body, which starts right from the pineal gland to pituitary to thyroid to pancreas to adrenal to your ovaries. this entire endocrine axis have to be set it right. So it's a time of physical balance, cleansing, letting go of the past, releasing and coming to terms with it. It's time to be emotionally balanced, feeling ready for the next phase of life, and also time to turn within and find our own inner strength. And it is also time to look forward to giving back to society, because now is the time of vata is always, moving. It's the time now, whatever we have gathered and learned the wisdom in this life, it's time to give it back to the society in a bigger way. So this is what I mentioned about the ashoka flower. There are also other flower remedies that are added into a formula called as menopausal remedy, and it is available on my website if you would like to order or want to try. If you have any questions regarding it, you can put it in the comment section. Thank you very much, Anjana and Rachel, for tuning in today. And if you have any other topics that you want me to talk about, I am very happy to share my knowledge. And I help my patients with these remedies within a few weeks. They have many of their symptoms becoming lesser and lesser and finally going away. And we still continue the remedy a little longer time because we want to make sure that body is now stabilized fully with the new state of being, and then we stop the remedy. These remedies never make you dependent. They are not addictive. They have no side effects. So this is what I would like to mention. If there are any other questions or any other queries, please do put it on the comment section, and I will speak as and when I have time possible. Thank you very much. Namaste.